What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Y'all, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, September 7th, and I'm here to do a review for Queen Sugar. I really should have done this review last night when it was like fresh in my mind and everything, but I'm an early riser. I'm not a night owl, so Queen Sugar came on at 10 o'clock on. It was commercial free, so it was truly an hour long show. And I think when it went off and the credits was running, I looked at my clock. It was like 11:01. So we got a lot of information in this first show, and the second show is coming on tonight, I think, at the same time, and I'm here for it. Y'all know I'm a diehard Oprah fan. I suck at the teat of Oprah. So, you know, your girl was excited. This movie is, I think, written by Ava DuVernay, who did Selma, and it's executive produced by Opra. And some of the same, you know, really high quality cinematography that we got in Greenleaf. You know, a well put together cast, a good diverse blend cast that we got from Greenleaf. We see the same setup here in Queen Sugar. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is Queen Sugar season 1, episode 1. This is set in Louisiana. It gives you a real East Bayou feel, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm here for that. I love it. I feel connected to it already just from that point alone. We have 3 kids who this Queen Sugar follows the Bordelon family. So we have 3 kids. Nova Bordelon, who is played by Rutina West. Now, you guys may remember her from True Blood and a couple of other things that she's played in. She's a really, really good actor. She's beautiful, and she's got a real diverse, you know, catalog of work. Charlie Bordelon, who is played by Dawn Lynn Gardner, and she's married to Davis West, who is played by Timon Kyle Durrett. Then we have the third and the only son here so far is Ralph Angel, who's played by Coffee Cirabo. And we also have Ralph Angel's son, who is Blue. Now, when it opens up, and I read some reviews about it being kind of slow when it, you know, which I'm okay with. I think we want things to pop off and happen really fast because we've become this, you know, Twitter society where it can be instantly done, said, conversed over, and ended in 20 minutes. So I'm here for it being very deliberate and being paced out. When the show opens originally, we get our first view of Nova. Beautiful, beautiful, dark-skinned sister. She's in the bed at that moment. You can't really see that who she's in the bed with, but you know it's a person. And she gets up, you know, puts her panties on and covers up and goes to the window, and the guy gets up. He gets up. We see that he's a Caucasian male, and he obviously has a lot of affection for her, and that, to me, that's apparent. This scene is really, really sexy, and like, she's a beautiful woman. She's got a beautiful body, and you know, when you see scenes like this, it just, as a black woman, to me, it makes you feel that much more beautiful. So I don't like to get emotional. Anyway, we see it opens up with Ralph Angel, whom we don't really know at this moment. He's sitting in the park. He's watching basketball players, guys shoot hoops. This kid runs over. Now Ralph Angel is a darker skinned man. And the little kid runs over, and the little kid is, a lighter skin, which tells us a little bit, about what's going on. We don't really know, I think, at this point what the relationship is, but and honestly, I didn't know if it was a boy or girl. Like the kid Ethan Hutchinson, who plays Blue Board alone, uh I mean, he was just giving me real androgynous tease. Like, I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Like, I was like, boy, girl. And if I was in a restaurant, a grocery store, I would still have the same. Like, I'll be like waiting for them to say something. I don't care what nobody say. We need genders. We need genders. Like, it's the number one way to identify. But, anywho, number two way, I think. Or three. It might be neck and neck with color, but whatever. Anyway, so and he's giving this kid, this kid is kind of well spoken. He's giving this kid a little information about, what to do to be disciplined, be brave and all of that. And then leaves the little guy on the bench, goes across the street to the grocery store, steals a couple of things in his pocket, comes to the register like he's gonna buy something, and he really robs the lady. And she's like, oh, I see your face. And he runs out. And kind of sort of circles around and doubles back a little bit later, because we can see that it's later in the evening, and the sun, Blue, is still laying, sitting on that bench. And he's like, what are you doing? Telling Blue, he's like, you remember what you're doing? He's like, I'm being disciplined. He's like, oh yeah, you're still here, good job. And he has a doll with him, like a Barbie doll. And so this kind of throws a little bit more confusion into it, because I'm like, I thought it was a boy, but I'm like, it's 2016. I mean, whatever. I still just wasn't really sure what was happening here, though, as it pertains to the storyline. So, I see that, takes the son, leaves, goes over to this woman's house. Now, this lady is his aunt, Violet Bordelon, who's played by Tina Lifford. I love her. She's got this infectious energy about her, beautiful smile. She's on the porch, she's talking to a man, and we're not really sure if she's like flirting with the dude that's doing handiwork, or if this is her dude. I mean, because the way they flirting, it was like they maybe didn't even know each other. They was trying to get to know each other, but it turns out they go together. And his character is Hollywood Desaunier. Everybody's French, and so and it's played by Omar Dorsey. We see Ralph Angel come over. He leaves Blue there. He wants to give her this money that he's stolen, and she's like, okay, no, give it to your dad. So we've met Nova. We've met Ralph Angel, and we are not sure at this point who's the oldest, who's the youngest, how they fall in line. We don't know. So we've not met the third kid, which is Charlie Bordelon, and that's played by Dawn Lynn Gardner. And she's obviously very, very successful. She's got a beautiful home, beautiful family. Her husband, who was played by Timon Kyle Durrett, y'all, is altogether lovely. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He is altogether delicious. Oh, good Lord, he fine. Yes, honey. Yes. I mean, I think it's important to have beautiful female characters, but y'all, these male characters are giving me everything. White, black, and in between. I think they hot. She's got a son. Her son, Michael West, who's played by Nicholas L. Ash. You know, we see little windows into everybody's life, as you know, into their day, into their week, into the next couple of days. We also meet Papa Bordelon, who was played by the dude who played the Colonel on Different Strokes, different world. He's super handsome at a at an older age, looking like Peter Thomas personified. Ooh, he was fine too. I just want to go ahead and say that now. He's a good looking man with that cowboy hat on. I wasn't mad at none of that. Well, he owns a farm, a sugarcane farm. So we see him enter into the picture when he's um, calling his daughter Charlie Bordelon, who husband plays basketball. There's this huge sex scandal afoot out there about some of the players, and Charlie finds out about this when she's going to meet with two of the other basketball wives about being on a reality show, which she don't want to be on because she's kind of highbrow. And you know, she's like, I stay out of the limelight. That's how I keep my family together. And they all three of the ladies find out at the lunch table that there's this huge sex scandal, and she is instantly relieved that her husband Davis name wasn't involved in it. So she goes immediately into Proverbs 31 woman. You know what I'm saying? She's looking after her son. She's looking after her husband. She's an educated woman. She manages his career. So, you know, she's trying to support him through all this, but he's like the team captain. He's like a leader on the team. And so he comes and he's talking to her, and he's just so brokenhearted and so disappointed with the team members about how they've acted. And she just supports him in this and loves him and hugs him up. Meanwhile, her dad, Papa Bordelon, calls, and he's like, "What's going on? What's happening?" And you can tell that, um, you know, he just kind of checking in, like he don't want to pressure her. He don't want to ask too many questions. He's not calling her to get all in her business, you know. And she's like, yeah, do you need anything? And he's like, I'm holding my own. And she was like, no, you don't have to hold your own. You let me know if you need anything. And my thing is that why your parents anyway, okay. So nope, not gonna do it. Nope. Anyway, so he's just trying to see if she's okay, see if she's all right and everything. She's like, I'm gonna get down there to see you, but first let me handle this business. Okay, so he's like, yeah, I understand. He go on about his business. And she gets off the phone with him. We see a little small part of Nova's life. Apparently, she does some like energy readings and stuff, and she also grows like this bomb ass weed, right? Like, not your typical weed, but she grows like, you know, real like holistic healing type weed, like that real good, right? And you know, she's got a real positive energy vibe, you know, hippie, all natural, eclectic vibe. I tell you who she puts me in the mind of. She puts me in the mind of Debbie Morgan's character from Eve's Bayou. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna like this show. Uh-huh. Anyway, um you know, and she's got some activist stuff going on because one of the dudes she said wait to is she's inviting him to this, you know, rally. um so we move forward from that. We see Papa Bordelon go to pick up little baby Blue from school, and obviously they have a really good relationship, a really close relationship. It appears that Nova and Ralph Angel live in Louisiana somewhere. Charlie apparently lives somewhere else. I can't remember where. Aunt Violet lives there, in Louisiana. Um, and we see a scene where Blue, who's a really smart little kid, goes to his teacher and talks to her about, you know, he's sad a little bit because some of the kids aren't coming to his party because he doesn't have a trampoline. And she's like, well, don't worry about it. and then goes out into the class and thanks him for her invitation and says that she's coming to his party because now she knows that, because they love her, all the kids are going to be there because Miss Teacher's going to be there. And I think this lady who played the teacher, she plays Reina Velez, and that's played by Mary Carmen Lopez. But anyway, she's obviously a very well-loved teacher. We see, like I said, Papa Bordelon come pick up Little Blue, and they have a really good relationship. Tucks him in the car, takes him back to the farm. He and his friend Prosper are there on the farm doing some measurements. And at this point, I notice that it's not like a working farm. I grew up on a working farm, so I can tell that it's not a working farm because it's the two of them out there, but it's no other workers. Like there's no filtration system going, no hydration system going, no tractors going. It's it doesn't seem like it's a teeming farm, but I'm instantly reminded about my own father. And it's one of these reasons why I'm sort of tied to this movie already at the first episode, because it is so much about it that seems familiar to me. How different all of my siblings are from each other, but still the same, from the same family, but all very different in skin textures and tones and hair textures and tones and statuses in life and careers, and we're all just so different, coming from a country mouse, my dad, who's from Atlanta, and a city mouse, my mom, who's from New York. Just seeing him stand there in that in that field with the little kid playing, it just reminded me of my own childhood. And I don't know, y'all, I just got emotional about it. I mean, I'm kind of getting emotional about it here, but I think this is why I love it. This is why I love it. This is why I love Oprah. And I love her because she brings a level of integrity to work. It's like, when Oprah's name is on it, it's gonna be something that connects with your spirit. You know what I mean? Like, she's just got a way of knowing how to really, really lead characters. And I'm sure that this Ava DuVernay has played a huge role in this whole movie, but I can definitely see Oprah's fingerprints on it. So they're standing there and they're doing these measurements or whatever. Up walks Ralph Angel, and his son is excited about the party, and he asks about maybe his mom will come, and dad gets very, very upset. Now he's already under a certain amount of stress because he is broke, and he's got this son he's got to look after, and although he's got his family helping him and everything, it's still a lot going on here, and he's not cool with that, and he's struggling. So we find out, after the son asks for the mama, he goes off on the son. He's like, listen, what I tell you about that, what I tell you. In other words, don't ask me about it, don't mention it to me, you don't need to be thinking about it, squash it. Like, you can't do that for a little kid, it doesn't make sense. So his father, Papa Bordelon's friend, leaves, and he's talking to him. He's saying, listen, a child's gonna ask about his mother always, and he tries to give his dad some money, and his dad was just like, I don't even, where'd you get this money from? He was like, oh, somebody owed me some money. He was like, somebody owe you some money? And he was like, yeah, I got it from a dice game, craps, they owed me the winnings. And he was like, you ain't been out of jail no time, and you already in a crap game and a dice game. So now we know that maybe he's not able to find a job because he's an ex-con. I don't know. So Fast forward to the birthday party. They're at the birthday party. It's kind of comes the teacher.
You know,
She saves the day. She gets to talk to a little bit with Ralph Angel about, being happy to help out, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Papa board along. All the kids love him. He's doing card tricks, so on and so forth. Somebody goes in to wake him up because he appears to be sleeping. It turns out he's had a stroke. And, let's go. Let's freeze it right there. We go back to Charlie Bordelon, who's married to the basketball player, and she's giving herself sort of these kudos because she's watching a news reel about how much dignity and class the family has and how they've handled the situation, both her and Davis, and just how this is what we need in sports, is these families, these power couples that carry themselves with dignity and pride, and she's just feeling good about it. So her and Micah, the son, at the game, and all of a sudden they see people looking down at their phones, boom, 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 boom. Everybody's looking down at their phone. It's shocking. Son looks down at his phone, of course, and sees the video out there on a news source, kind of like TMZ, and sees that Davis was there. He is seen picking the woman up and slapping her ass as he take her into the hotel room. Ooh, you could just see the pulling apart of her spirit, like she gets up like a zombie and walks out onto the court. Like, it was hands down one of the best scenes. One of the best. I'm gonna get to the best, but one of the best scenes. She walks on the field and he was like, why are you out here? We're playing a game and I'm the superstar. And she's like, what did you do, Davis? What did you do? And he was like, what are you talking about? What did you do? So they come haul her off and she get crescendos into this. What did you do, Davis? You're a liar. What did you do? Oh, it was gut wrenching. Like not drama filled, not overacted. It was like a real moment where she realizes this man is not who she thinks he is. That although she was on a high, not even 30 minutes, 40 minutes ago, she was on this high. And now, ooh, man, that's bad. Let's go back to Papa Bordelon. He's being rushed off to the hospital. Blue wants to go. Blue can't go. Stay here, Blue. He stays with the teacher. They go off to the hospital. Papa's had a stroke. Next thing, we go back to Micah. Micah's there at home, and Auntie calls, and she's like, I've been trying to call y'all. And he's like, well, we're not answering. They FaceTime, and we're not answering right now. She was like, I know it's a lot going on, and we're going to talk about that, but right now I need you to man up and go get your mama, and y'all need to get down here now. So he goes into the room to wake the mama up, and she is in a complete funk. Like, everything is dark. She don't want to talk. Don't look at me. I can't deal. Ooh, I know the feeling. Ooh, she was in a bad place. So he doesn't even have a heart to tell her at this point, like, this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel back. Right. So he leaves out. I'm like, so we go back to the hospital, and we see that, just some real moments. Hollywood designer, who is Auntie Violet's boyfriend's got to go back to work. And he is this really super strong black male figure, which I love and appreciate. And he's telling him, if I didn't have to go get this paper, I wouldn't leave your side. So he's close to Papa Bordelon too, and that was really good. We see her walking her boyfriend out, Hollywood, and up comes Prosper. Prosper is Papa Bordelon's friend that was standing out with measuring in the field with Papa. And they found out from him that he hasn't planted crops in 2 years. And he's on financial hard times. And he's been doing work outside of farming, there's obviously been some pretty grueling work, which we think has led to this stroke. You know, him working way too hard, which is, you know, we're gonna see this come up again, obviously. Especially, I'm sure, from Charlie, who had the means to help her dad out a little bit more. And just because of her own life and busyness, she never really saw what was right in front of her. And distance, she never really saw what was right in front of her. So we've seen this scene where Violet, Blue wants to come to the hospital, but Ralph Angel doesn't want him to come to the hospital. Auntie Vi's like, you need to bring him, and you know they're just warring back and forth. The teachers had Blue ever since Papa Bordelon had the stroke, and well, she doesn't mind keeping him. She loves the little boy, and I think there's something gonna jump off with her and Ralph Angel later on, because the girl that plays Blue's mother is only in 9 episodes, so you know. Anyway, I overthink everything. Anyway, so we see that Ralph Angel, you know, goes to call her, call this, you know, Blue's mom, and he hears laughing and kikiing in the background, and he hangs up. He goes to call her back. Oh, no, she calls him back, I think. Anyway, she calls him back. Did they ever talk? I think when he called her the first time, she was like, Ralph Angel, is that you? You know, and he didn't answer. He hung up. Oh, and then he called the teacher, so they didn't talk on the phone. But later on, when he's leaving the hospital, Ralph Angel, she walks up, the mom, and obviously she had some drug problems, and she's left, and now she's gotten her life back together, and she's gonna get a job with the city, and the city pays $15.75. It's a good job, parking job, you know, working in a parking booth. And how they gonna hire you? You know you a drug addict. You know, he's obviously got some anger issues, because although I got you pregnant and went to jail, I expected you to hold it together and raise our son. Like, you can't hold her to a higher standard. I'm okay. Anyway, I just don't like that unforgiveness. I'm gonna tell y'all, is a bitter poison. And you drinking it, what they say, bitterness is like you drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. He's obviously very angry. She's obviously very broken. She's just looking for a moment with her son, and he doesn't want to give that to her, because she's broken, you know, Blue's heart many times. That scene is really powerful as well. Later on, we see him coming back and bringing Blue in. And, you know, he's giving him the what for. It's got some tubes going on with Papa. Don't get upset. Stay real quiet and calm. And immediately, they bring Blue in, and Blue lays down with Papa. And, oh, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Something just broke in my spirit. Like, it was just a moment, you know, not just about the importance of moms and dads to their children, but how important our moms and dads are to our children. You know, like, even if you got beef with your mom and your dad and stuff, like, you should encourage a relationship with the grandchildren, because once they're gone, you know, the value of a grandparent in a child's life is huge. And we also see in this scene where Papa Bordelon, after seeing Blue, he just, you know, lets go. and transitions on, and it was just a big moment. Like, it wasn't anything dramatic, no, doctors rushing in, but just sort of an exhale and, a tear. It was just such a real moment. And I appreciate Ava and Oprah for bringing that moment to us. Like, it was, and Ralph Angel hugged his dad and everything and laid on top of his dad. And we see that, go back to Charlie and Micah. They're finally leaving their homes. There's reporters outside. It's just really chaotic. They get on the flight, they get there, they're walking in the hospital, and they see Auntie Violet and Nova walking down the hall. And it's like Charlie, the minute she saw them, she realized that she was too late. Y'all, it was so emotional. Like, not overacted, not overdone. Like, it was just some real acting. Some real good acting, y'all. I don't know, man. I connected with all of these characters, and I connected with all of the scenes. It's gonna come back on again tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be commercial free, but y'all, I'm here for it. Like, I'm probably a lot more connected to Queen Sugar than I am to Greenleaf, which is odd because I grew up in the church and I'm a PK kid. But just the dynamics of growing up in a household with more than one sibling and y'all all being so different, and having a ground. We still don't know where Mama Bordelon is. We don't know if she is living or dead. It's still so much we don't know. This is the first scene. Like I said, we don't know who the oldest is. We don't know why Ralph Angel went to jail. We know that Nova, who does seem like the most grounded out of all of them, come to find out the guy she was in the bed with, they've been in a relationship for many years. Although it's not committed because he's got a wife and 2 children, 2 fairly young looking children in my opinion. And after she leaves the hospital from her dad passed, and she's sitting in the car, and it just breaks my heart for her to need someone, to be a person that someone's always coming to. Like, I can relate to that. And then at the time you really need someone, although a lot of people, there's no one you can really go to right there at that moment that is gonna not just support you but give you this affection and nurturing that you need in this time of despair. Anyway, I wasn't expecting to break down, and I know a lot of people in their videos, they don't like to cry and stuff, and they just try to hold it together. But y'all, I really like this show. Like, I'm here for it. And I hope you guys like my review. Again, it's coming on again tonight at 10 o'clock on. I'm going to go ahead and give Oprah and Ava DuVernay 2 thumbs up. You guys have done an excellent job. The cinematography is beautiful. The acting is wonderful. The actors are diverse and colorful. I love the tone of the show. I love the fact that it's not over explained to us, that we are left to develop our own feelings and emotions about each character without it being shoved down our throats. So shout out to Ava DuVernay, shout out to Oprah, shout out to Own, and shout out to y'all for sitting through 36 minutes of my rambling. Y'all watch Queen Sugar. Tell me what you think about it, and like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys back here again later on for episode 2 of Queen Sugar. Until then, y'all take care. Okay, I love you, Shugs. Okay, I holla.